Good morning, good morning, good morning to you. So I have yogurt, my coffee, I scrambled egg and turned it over, and then I put some, it didn't melt, marble cheese, some ham, and some tomato. So nothing went on yesterday. Yesterday-wise, the temperature wasn't that bad. But at 7 o'clock when I went out, I said, I'm going to check the temperature. Temperature, minus 18. That's not bad. Feel like, with the wind chill. So I was out there getting cold. Minus 28. There. Didn't feel like no minus 18. It felt like minus 28. And I took my gloves off for a second to scroll, and I didn't scroll down. I put my gloves back on. I don't know what the temperature's going to be like at 2, 3 o'clock, but it's really the feel like that you gotta. Because yesterday, the feel like wasn't high. It wasn't that warm, but it wasn't that cold either. I made the chicken pot pie. I put corn. I usually put a bag of the frozen mix vegetable, but I just put corn. I cut my potatoes up small and I boiled them a little bit before I put them in the frying pan with all the I still cook it in the oven for an hour, but I find the potatoes don't cook that good, so I like them a little soft and mushy when you eat it. I always put onion and a couple strings or stalk or whatever too of celery. Celery and onion. And the cream of chicken soup isn't bad. Fonda works her 4-hour shift there. She'll be getting up soon. Ian's come home soon. This is his weekend off. So he'll sleep today and What else? LaFawn's friend, I think. I don't know if it's this Monday or next Monday. Ian has Mondays off, so LaFawn can go to work and then he can go get her. I think it's next Monday. I'll be just going outside for a cigarette. I cut down a lot though. Since the cold weather came. And smoking out on the deck. You just go out whenever. I put this underneath that coat. I got that from Bro. It's just a black vest, but I put it underneath, and I put a hat on, and I put my socks on, and I put my... Man. I mean, when I was a little kid and put ski pants on and I shiver fast. I was never like that. Shiver. I'm not looking forward to going back to work, but I'm not doing it this winter. I'll wait until March. Start looking around. Even if it's part-time. It'll be something. I don't know what I'd be able to do. There's no call center. Must be her. Must be her getting up. She got that cough and sore throat and everything that's going around. She had that not too long ago. I couldn't talk, and a few months ago anyway. I told her. I asked her if it was her vape. She's always checking out new ones, and tropical fruit and But I guess it's going around, so. Little warm weather, people goes out. Neck not covered, and it's still winter. Doesn't matter if it's +1, it's still winter. No matter. You gotta get dressed warm regardless. Sorry. I know it's cold. It's been less than an hour or so that I was out there. So I get all dressed up again. Like a snowman. I do smoke a whole cigarette though. So I won't get the urge for a while. Woke up at 2 o'clock wanting a cigarette. I'm like, no. No. You're gonna suffer through it. That's not happening. 2 o'clock in the morning, gotta get all dressed up and everything again. I was just out at 12. Nope. My body's gonna have to go to sleep. But then I woke up at 4. So I gotta listen to my body and went out at 4. It wasn't that cold at 4 o'clock compared to 7 or 6:30, whatever, when I was out there, because it was snowing. But the temperature dropped so fast in 2.5, 3 hours. But I didn't stay out there long. At 4 o'clock, 4:30. I just went out, hurried up. I think I smoked half a cigarette, 3/4. Just to get enough nicotine and tar and all that in me so that I could go back to bed. Watch Leave It to Brian. He's Ontario the way. He's Canadian. Or Income Property. It's sort of like I watch it on Tubi. TUBI. It's a free app. Either watch Leave It to Brian or Property Brothers. I used to watch them, but not so much now. leave it to Brian or Scott McGivery. Income property. I like that one. Income property vacation I'm not into. But anyways. I like the longer one. I know when he first came out they already had their place or something, but the longer one, when they came out now, or season 2, season 3 or whatever, they'd go around and look at a couple properties and he'd tell them how they could renovate it to make an income suite and or apartment, and they'd choose which one, and then he gives them options after. Option 1 or option 2. Homes on Homes, he's Ontario too. He's not too bad. Homes on Home. He's Canadian. Homes Make It Right. Someone goes in and really screws up bad. He goes in and fixes it. Anyhow, I'll probably just watch Tubi today. I did that yesterday. Just lay back, and well, nobody was out in the living room, so I sat out there for a while, and then I laid back on the bed, and it was cold though. I was cold yesterday. I put the blanket on me and I laid there. I was sneezing and everything. Not coughing or sore throat. Just sneezing and cold. Laid under the blanket, the warm blanket, and just watched. Yeah. And then day before I went on Gem and I watch Escape to the Country there. That's a UK. Like the older houses that's not open plan. You got your reception room. The kitchen and dining room's okay, but you got your, and then you got so many fireplaces, and anyhow, I like it. I like watching that one. They modernize a lot of them, but we don't have a whole lot of, they call utility room, where you got your washer and dryer and you got your sink, you got everything in there, and off the kitchen sort of thing. We don't have much of a, but in Fredericton, Ruth and John had this old house. It was passed down her generation, like 10 times. And when you walk in to the porch, they had like a wood stove and that. That could have been an add-on. I think it might have been. But you walk in, they had the fridge and stove and a big table in the middle, and the fridge and stove. But off that, a small little room was, they called sort of like the pantry, but it had, that's where you do the dishes, and that's where all the cabinets and everything was, and it was like a galley, and it was small, like right off the kitchen, and then you go in, and then you got your living room, and then you go up to, but a bedroom was on the side too. They had a bedroom. But I think that bedroom might have been a dining. Well, I think they had fireplaces in it, but they were taken out. For it being that old and everything, it would had to have fireplaces. But he had one going on when you first walked in. It had a fireplace, and then he had the opening and he had the fans blowing so that it would engrate, so it would go up, warm up upstairs, and that would stove. I wouldn't want that though. Suppose your dishes wouldn't be shown. You cook in that room and everything, you know, you got your fridge and your stove and no cupboard, no nothing, it's just a table. All the cupboards and everything was in that little room. But that was original to the house. That's how the house was. That's how they lived back then. I think where the stove was used to be a fireplace. Or wood stove that they cooked on or something. It was modern, of course, right? But I think it looked like... Anyhow. That's about it for today. Oh, gotta go outside. It is so cold. So you guys have a good day and stay safe, and it's cigar time.